welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome back to the channel, guys. It is a brand new week, which of course means that Barça have 2 games on the horizon. In today's video, we are going to be discussing some news in a roundup. It's been a little while since I've even had the time to do one of these roundup videos, but today we are going to be discussing the elections, Joan Laporta, who has confirmed today that he will run. We're also going to be discussing the latest with regard to Clement Lenglet and the injury that he suffered against Osasuna. And there's always time, of course there is, for Lionel Messi. It's all coming up in today's video. Let's get to it. Because indeed, to kick off the election talk, I should make it absolutely clear that it has now been confirmed by the club that the elections will take place, the Barça presidential elections, on January the 24th. And that there is a date that is now signed, sealed and confirmed by the club. And in my opinion, that's far, far too late. They could have and should have been called much, much earlier than that. But you know what? We have to deal with what we've got. And the 24th of January is when those elections will take place. And like I say there, Joan Laporta today, he came out, he faced the public, and he did confirm what we have suspected for a while, that he will be running for presidency this time around. And I do want to take you through a few of the introductory quotes there from Laporta and exactly what he is going to promise to bring to the table. He said, "I am running for president because I love Barça. I love the fans, our people, and I love La Masia." He said, "We have a great team of professionals with great enthusiasm. I want to unite all of Barça, and for Barça to unite us by leading the team to victory." He said, "Within the Barça that I propose, everybody will fit, they'll have a role, we will work tirelessly so that Barça is an engine of optimism from every corner of the world." He said, "I don't want to look back in the rear view mirror." He was then asked, of course, about new signings, of course, given the fact that Laporta does have ties to some of these super agents in the world of football. Somebody there like Erling Braut Haaland has been mentioned in the media, but he said to speak about new signings right now would show a lack of respect for the excellent players that we have in the first team. He said, "We want to keep pushing together towards victory, and the best recommendation is right now not to interfere with the first team squad. I don't want to destabilise the team right now." Laporta was also asked the inevitable question about the future of Lionel Messi and whether he could be the man to convince him to stay at Barcelona. Laporta replied, he said it's true that he's very disappointed with the way that he's been treated, but he said Messi loves Barça. I know that, and I have no doubts at all about that. He said it's also true that he is going to have offers from other clubs, but he said also he's had them before. He said in 2006, remembering back, he said Moratti from Inter, he wanted to pay 250 million euros for a young Lionel Messi, but I said no. He said Messi's father asked me what I would do as a father, and I told him that the best thing was to stay. He said my relationship with Messi is one of respect and affection. He said the best thing for him is to wait to see who wins the election and what they propose. I think that Messi, with a good proposal, would choose Barça." Laporta said, "He knows me, he knows us, he knows how we work, he knows how we treat the players. If there's one thing I'm so proud of, it's always keeping my word." He said, "We want a winning sporting project to dominate the Champions League. And I think that with Leo in the squad, we can build a really good team. It's important to bring happiness back to the club and to the squad." And so those there were the highlights of what Laporta had to say on the day indeed where he did confirm he'll be running for presidency. And I suspect now, certainly, now those elections have been confirmed, over the next few weeks, things are really going to ramp up. And certainly we're going to have on the channel not just what Laporta will bring, we're also, of course, going to be talking very heavily about Victor Font. I think both of those two, they're going to be very much the front runners of the election. I think both of them so far have been quite vague in their plans. We are going to hear a lot more specifics as we go on, and I will keep you updated very much so when we have more info. But I do want to talk, of course, about matters on the pitch right now, and that means indeed turning our attention to Clement Lenglet, who of course we saw go off in the second half against Osasuna, and he looked in really, really bad pain, and I was seriously concerned looking at the images there, the way that he went down on that ankle, the way that he hobbled off. But that's the thing, he's actually got an ankle sprain. Now the thing about an ankle sprain is 2 things. Number 1, when you get it, it's incredibly painful. It is seriously painful there when it happens, when you first suffered that pain, and then of course you can't really put any weight at all on that ankle. But luckily for Barça, luckily for us, when it comes to recovering there from an ankle sprain, it's not too bad. It is not a serious problem. And right now in the Spanish media, they're estimating that Lenglet is going to be out for around 7 to 10 days. And that would be a very, very good result for us to have him back there as soon as possible. Right now, of course, certainly, he is going to be out against Ferencváros in the Champions League. He's not going to play any part in that game on Wednesday. And he is a doubt for Cadiz this weekend. But he should be absolutely fine to return with the team next week, maybe even sooner. But the positive is, no doubt about it, that it is not serious. And the other positive when it comes to our centre-back options right now, with Lenglet sidelined for at least the next game and maybe one more after that, one man that we are going to be looking to return, we were anyway, but it's Ronald Araujo, who was pictured actually in the stands when Lenglet went down, and he's been pushing really, really hard here to return in time for that Champions League game on Wednesday, when perhaps we could see there Araujo lining up at the centre of defence alongside Mingueza. What were the chances of that at the start of the season? He could receive tomorrow, on Tuesday, the medical green light. We're going to have to wait and see, and of course we'll discuss that much more tomorrow, but hopefully Araujo can return. Finally though, guys, I do want to speak here about Lionel Messi. Like I say, we always find the time to talk about Messi, but in particular here, I want to touch upon his celebration yesterday, which of course has been so well received right around the world, every single country picking up on that fantastic tribute. It was a really, really nice moment for him, for the people of Argentina, and of course I'm sure for Maradona's family as well. But in the process of that celebration, we all noticed that Messi was indeed given a yellow card. That wasn't a massive surprise. Mattia Lahoz actually only gave out one yellow card in the entire game. It went to Messi, and of course we know that when you take your shirt off, when you do those celebrations, it always ends in a booking. But Barcelona want to try and appeal that. Right now they believe there have been certain instances in the past whereas things like this have happened, and of course it wasn't meant in a bad way, it wasn't meant there in an extravagant way, it was simply a touch of respect, and they hope that the league will see it that way and actually overturn the yellow card. But I want to also talk about the fact that Messi, well, Barcelona, they're going to be fined for that celebration. According to reports right now in the Spanish media, FIFA have a rule in place that basically prohibits players from lifting their shirts to display emblems, logos, slogans on their shirt, which is basically an attempt there to stop players from advertising, to pulling up their shirt there and revealing an extra logo, an extra sponsor. But that's not what happened. Why would you fine somebody for a celebration that, yes, technically they've lifted their shirt and revealed another, but you can clearly see that is not one of those cases there of extra advertising. It was a tribute, and a great one at that. And again, you'd be hoping that the governing bodies in charge, that they see sense, they don't go through with that kind of fine. And I would also say, if you are absolutely adamant that you want to go through there with the rules, that you do want to make a point of actually following up there on that rule, well fine. Fine Barcelona, fine Messi 3,000, do whatever you want to do. But how about then you do some good with that money? How about then you just donate that money to a charity? That would be much more fitting, given the celebration. But of course, I don't hold out too much hope. Finally though, guys, I want to end on a bit of a light-hearted note, simply because I want to show you yesterday not only the way that Lionel Messi performed, not only the stunning goal that he scored from outside of the box and that fantastic tribute to Diego Maradona, but I want to show you here his heat map from the game. Now, of course, this right here shows where the player has been most active during the game, where they spent most of their time, and the effectiveness they've had in each area of the field. And as you can see here, this looks distinctly in the shape of a goat. And honestly, this is not edited. This is a genuine Messi heat map from the Barça Osasuna game. There is no editing whatsoever that's gone into this. And on a day at the Camp Nou, where one true great of the game paid tribute to another, I thought that was very fitting. So that right there, guys, does wrap up the Barcelona news here as we do enter that new week. Of course, please do catch the uploads tomorrow. We are going to be hearing from Ronald Koeman ahead of the big game that we have in the Champions League coming away at Ferencváros. We're also going to be talking, of course, about the game itself right here on the channel. I thank you indeed for watching and for your great support after yesterday's win. We had the match review, and then we had a closer look at Griezmann's display. There are positive feelings right now. We need to keep on pushing and continue this good form. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on everything we have discussed today, and I will see you tomorrow as a big week continues for Barça. But until next time, as always, Visca el Barça.